Yeah, today's our topic is Unit 3, that is neural control and coordination. Let me ask you a question. What is mean by nervous system? What is its function? Yes? Anyone? So nervous system is nothing but it is the system formed by the group of neurons and second type of cells called glial cells. The main function of this nervous system is control and coordination. We have two different systems in our body that help in control and coordination. One is nervous system and second one is the endocrine system. These two systems are called integrating systems. Okay, what are these two systems called? Integrating systems. We have two coordinating systems in our body. One is nervous system and second one is the endocrine system. Nervous system coordinates and controls the body functions and organs both externally as well as internally, whereas endocrine system coordinates only internally. Okay, nervous system coordinates both externally and internally, whereas endocrine system coordinates only internally. Coordinating system. Why this coordinating system is called biocomputer? It works as the speed as a computer works, and it also works more than the computer speed. So that's why the coordinating systems in our body is together called biocomputer. So what are the functions of coordinating system? Just now I told you we have two coordinating systems in our body. One is nervous system and second one is the endocrine system. So what is the function? What are the functions of the coordinating systems? Number one, homeostasis. Two, coordination. And three, controlling or integrating all the activities of the organs. So three functions are carried out by our integrating systems or coordinating systems in our body. Number one, homeostasis. Two, coordination. And third one is controlling of the activities of all organs. Activity is nothing but functioning of different organs. So three functions of coordinating system. One is homeostasis, second coordination, third one is controlling. What is mean by homeostasis? What is homeostasis? So in this image it is clearly, you can observe clearly that the nervous system helps in coordination. What is mean by coordination? Homeostasis is nothing but the process of maintenance of balance. Okay, the process of maintenance of balance among the functioning of different organs. For example, if any body organ or if the functions of the body are irregular or imbalanced. So this slant position of this image is indicating the imbalance among the functions of the body organs. So this imbalance can be detected, or the change is detected by the receptors which are connected to each and every cell, and these receptors are sending information through the afferent pathway. Afferent pathway is nothing but the central nerves or sensory nerves which receive changes that are occurring in the body organs and their functioning, and that change is sent to the control center. So this control center processes what are the imbalance, what is the imbalance that is occurring inside the body. So after processing it, send information via the efferent pathway, nothing but the motor neurons, to the effectors, which take the response and they help in maintaining the balance among the different organs. Okay, this the process of maintenance of balance among the functions of different organs is called homeostasis. This is the first and foremost functioning of the integrating systems present in our body. For example, our body temperature must be 37 degree Celsius. So at 37 degrees Celsius, the water would be 70%. This is a normal condition. So when water content is normal, the body fluids also flow and they maintain the body temperature. Maintenance of body temperature is also one of the homeostatic mechanisms. So in this image, you can observe the body temperature is gradually increasing. So as the temperature increases, the water levels in the body decreases. This information, if the water level in the body decreases, how it can be detected? The receptors which are present in each and every cell. If body water level decreases, cytoplasm thickness increases, concentration of cytoplasm increases. So each and every cell is in need of water. So that need can be detected by the receptors which are present on the surface of the cell, and they send that information that water is lagging. There is a decrease in the amount of water in the cytoplasm. So water is needed. In that way, the receptors are sending information to the coordinating systems that are there in our body. So immediately that send information to our buccal cavity or tongue. So we feel immediately thirst. So after thirst, we'll drink water. So as we drink water, again the water level increases and body temperature will come to the normal. In this way, the body functions are maintained properly in a balanced way. So that maintenance of equilibrium in body fluids or among the functioning of body organs is called homeostasis. Is this clear? Homeostasis. The second example for homeostasis and how the coordination. So first function carried out by the coordinating system is a homeostasis, and second is a coordination. Coordination is a process through which two or more organs, so our body is made up of with so many systems, total 11 systems are there. Each and every system is formed by a group of organs. So coordination is a process through which two or more organs interact. Here I am showing you only two parts in our body. One is muscle and second one is the lungs. Two or more organs interact and complement the functions of one another, so which help in maintenance of functionings of one another. For example, when we do a physical exercise, so this image is clearly showing you the vigorous or physical exercise a human being can do. So when we do physical exercise, the energy demand is increased for maintaining increased muscular activity. So when these persons are doing vigorous exercises, the muscles undergo contractions and relaxation. Here in these two legs, you can here clearly observe, here the muscle undergone contraction and here it is relaxed condition. Okay. So the energy demand is increased for maintaining increased muscular activity. So this energy demand, increased demand increases the demand for oxygen. When the ATP is formed, when oxygen is supplied properly to the muscles, then only the ATP or energy is supplied properly to the muscles. But here, as the muscles are undergoing continuous contractions and relaxations vigorously, the respiratory system could not able to supply that much oxygen the muscles are needed. Getting my point? So which finally results in tiredness of the muscle called homeostasis. So when, tiredness of muscle called fatigue, muscle fatigue. So when when we get information that the muscles are undergoing tiredness or fatigueness due to insufficient supply of oxygen, the receptors which are present on the surface of the muscle, which are accumulating the lactic acid, they send information to the brain. So these contracted muscles send information to the brain that here something went wrong in the muscles. There is no sufficient supply of oxygen and the muscles are undergoing tiredness. What we have to do, like that, the muscles receptors will send information to the brain. So immediately through the motor neurons, the information again sent to the muscles that they have to take relaxation for some time. The person has to stop the exercise. So these muscles, they send lactic acid to the liver, where that lactic acid is converted into glucose by gluconeogenesis, and that glucose is again supplied to the muscles, where the lungs are slowly supplying oxygen to the muscles for the provision of ATP. So in this way, each and every organ in our body, like when physical exercise is stopped, when physical exercise is stopped, the activities of nerves, lungs, heart, and kidneys gradually return to their normal conditions. Thus, the functions of muscles, lungs, heart, and blood vessels, kidney, and other organs are coordinated while performing physical exercise. So, in this way, the homeostasis and coordination is maintained among each and every organs. Next, so I told you that we have two integrating systems. So, in our body, the neural system, okay, neural system nothing but the nervous system, and endocrine system. We have two coordinating systems. One is coordinating both externally as well as internally, and the second system is coordinating only internal environment of the body. So in our body, the neural system and the endocrine system jointly coordinate and integrate all the activities of the organs so that they function in a synchronized fashion. So how many coordinating systems are there in our body? One is neural system or nervous system, and second one is endocrine system. So both the systems together called neuroendocrine systems. Clear? Next, coming to human neural system. So human neural system is divided into three parts: central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, and autonomous nervous system. So how many parts are there in nervous system? Three parts: central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, and autonomous nervous system. Central nervous system means the part of the nervous system which is exactly arranged at the central median axis of the body. Okay, the part of the nervous system which is exactly arranged at the central median axis of the body is called central nervous system. So this central nervous system consists of two parts: brain and spinal cord. Peripheral nervous system means the neurons which are arising from the central nervous system, they are uh, integrated, or they are supplied to peripheral parts of the body, and these nerves which are innervating from the central nervous system together called peripheral nervous system. So peripheral nervous system includes the nerves that are arising from the brain or innervated from the brain are called cranial nerves, and the nerves that are innervated from the spinal cord are called spinal nerves. So cranial nerves and spinal nerves together form peripheral nervous system. Third part is autonomous nervous system, which is not directly under the control of this brain or central nervous system. So this autonomous nervous system is again divided into two parts: sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. This is the overall classification of neuronal system of human beings. So I'll repeat again: In human beings, nervous system is broadly divided into central, peripheral and autonomous nervous system. Central nervous system has two parts, brain and spinal cord. Peripheral nervous system has two types of nerves. So these two types of nerves together form the peripheral nervous system, cranial and spinal nerves. Autonomous nervous system has two regions, sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. Coming to the central nervous system. So as I told you, central nervous system is nothing but the system that is exactly situated at the central median axis of the body. So the central nervous system is having two parts. One is brain and the other one is a spinal cord. Okay. The brain is divided into, if we see the classification of brain, it is again of three parts. Brain has three regions, forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Forebrain is also called prosencephalon. So what is the name given to the forebrain? Prosencephalon. Wait, I'll show you. Prosencephalon. Forebrain is also called prosencephalon. Okay. And midbrain is also called mesencephalon. Midbrain is also called mesencephalon. And hindbrain is also called rhombencephalon. So these are the three names of three different parts of the brain or regions of the brain: prosencephalon, mesencephalon, rhombencephalon. So what is the common name given here? What is the common name among all the three? Prosencephalon, mesencephalon. No, just please listen my pronunciation. Prosencephalon, mesencephalon, rhombencephalon. Now let me know what is a common term.
Encephalon.
Encephalon, very good. So why the brain has given the term encephalon? Encephalon is a scientific name of brain. Please note down this. Encephalon is a scientific name of brain. So based on the position of these three regions, they were given pros. Pros means in front, mes means middle, rhomb means behind. Okay, so four means in front. Not this is FOUR, it is FORE, which is in front. The front portion or front region of the brain is called prosencephalon, or in common we call it as forebrain. Middle portion or middle region of the brain is called mesencephalon or midbrain. Third region is rhombencephalon or hindbrain, which is present behind the midbrain. So based on the position, brain is of three types or three parts: prosencephalon, mesencephalon, rhombencephalon. Encephalon is a scientific name of brain. Is this clear? Yeah.
Yes,
Coming to,
teacher.
coming to the parts of forebrain. Forebrain has three regions: olfactory bulb, cerebrum, and diencephalon. You have to remember all the three. You have to remember entire classification of nervous system as well as this brain. The forebrain or prosencephalon has three regions: olfactory bulb, cerebrum, and diencephalon. Mesencephalon or midbrain has only one region, that is optic lobes or corpora quadrigemina. So these corpora quadrigemina are connected to the other part. I will explain you in the later class. And then hindbrain. Hindbrain is formed by three regions: cerebellum, pons varoli, and medulla oblongata. So each and every part you have to explain in detail. If you get the question, describe the structure of brain for long 8 marks. Forebrain has three regions: olfactory bulb, cerebrum, diencephalon. Midbrain has optic lobes or corpora quadrigemina together called, and hindbrain has three regions: cerebellum, pons varoli, and medulla oblongata. And here you are observing a spinal cord. All these are the vertebrae. So inside the vertebrae there is a canal called neural canal, through which the bundle of nerve fibers is arising, which we call it as spinal cord. Vennupamu, vennupusal, different. Okay, spinal cord. Is this clear till the classification of brain? So parts of the central nervous system. So already I told you, nervous system, human neuronal system is divided into three regions: central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, and autonomous nervous system. Central nervous system has how many regions? Brain and spinal cord. These are the two parts of the central nervous system. So how many parts are there? Two parts of the central nervous system. So first let us see the brain, how beautiful it is. So brain is a main part of the central nervous system. So it is a site of information. Brain is a site of information, processing, and control. So what are the major functions of the brain? Processing, controlling of the information. It is a main site of information processing and control. So what is the scientific name of brain? Encephalon. Encephalon is the scientific name of brain. This is a sheep brain which I dissected at home. You can see how it is having foldings. Yeah, let's move. The brain is protected by a hard bony box. So this hard bony box is a part of the skull. Do you have skull?
Yes, teacher.
So this skull is having two regions. One is cranium, the other one is the facial region. So skull has cranium and facial region. Mainly the cranium part of the skull, cranium portion is protecting the brain. Hence the cranium is called brain box. Brain is mainly protected by cranium, which is part of the skull. Between the skull and brain, there are three connective tissue membranes. Connective tissue membranes which are protecting the brain, all together called meninges. You can observe here, just immediately below the cranium, brain is protected by connective tissue layers called meninges. This is important for 2 marks question. So what are meninges? The protective coverings of connective tissue, protective membranes of connective tissue that protects the brain are called meninges. So these three meninges, cranial meninges, are outer dura mater, middle arachnoid matter, and inner pia mater. You can see here three layers respectively: dura mater, arachnoid matter, and pia matter. This is a magnifying image of this tiers of the skull. So three meninges outer dura mater, which is formed by two layers, and below the dura mater there is arachnoid matter, and innermost layer is a pia mater. So here also in this image you can observe clearly, this is outermost scalp which is having hair. Below the scalp skin there is periosteum, or the layer which is covering the cranium. Our cranium or skull is covered by a layer called periosteum. Below the periosteum we have skull bone or cranium bone, and immediately below the skull bone the outermost meninges is singular, meninges plural. So outermost meninges is a dura mater, middle is arachnoid, and innermost is a pia mater. Now let's see in detail. The dura mater is the outermost thick double layered membrane, important for your competitive exams. Dura mater is outermost thick and double layered membrane which lines the inner surface of the cranial cavity. So you will get the layer arrangement outside to inside and inside to outside. From outside to inside, dura mater, arachnoid matter and pia matter respectively. From inside to outside, pia matter, arachnoid matter and dura matter. Among the three, the double layered meninges is dura mater. Okay, and arachnoid matter is, so here you can see this thin layer, white color one. Sorry, between these dura mater and pia mater, there is a light blue color thin layer is present called arachnoid matter. Arachnoid matter is thin, webby, means which is web-like middle membrane covering the brain, and pia mater is thin, innermost, which is closely adhering to the brain. Closely adhering means which is closely attaching to the brain. This brown color portion is the brain. So brain is closely attached by the pia mater, which is highly vascularized. Remember, pia mater is highly vascularized means which is highly supplied with the capillaries, blood capillaries. So pia matter is separated from the arachnoid membrane or arachnoid matter by a space called subdural space or subarachnoid space. Subarachnoid, sub means below. So below the arachnoid membrane there is a space between arachnoid matter and pia matter, and that is called subarachnoid space. So this subarachnoid space is filled with fluid called cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, so these are the three meninges which help in protecting the brain. Outer dura mater, which is double layered, thick layer. Arachnoid is thin and webby, which is middle layer. And pia mater is the innermost and highly vascular membrane. Okay, here you can observe the two surfaces of the brain. This is the dorsal surface of the brain, dorsal view, and this is ventral view. On the dorsal view, you can see the different parts of the forebrain. One is olfactory lobes and cerebrum. The middle portion or the midbrain, diencephalon, all these we cannot see on the dorsal view. And on the ventral side here, you can observe these are the olfactory lobes and olfactory tract, together called olfactory bulb, which are helping in sense of smell. And then these are the two cerebral hemispheres, cerebrum, second part of the forebrain. So this is ventral view and dorsal view of the brain. So if you see the brain, already I told you brain is divided into three parts: forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain. So forebrain has olfactory bulb, cerebral hemispheres, and diencephalon. Olfactory bulbs are nothing but one pair of olfactory lobes which have a tract called olfactory tract, which are lined by olfactory epithelium, which is a sensory epithelium. And these olfactory bulbs, these white color structures, olfactory bulbs, help in receiving the sense of smell. They receive impulses pertaining to or related to the sense of smell because of the presence of a sensory epithelium called olfactory epithelium. Remember this point for your competitive exams. Olfactory bulb is formed by two parts, olfactory lobe and olfactory tract. This is olfactory lobe and this is olfactory tract, together form olfactory bulb. And internally, the olfactory bulbs are lined by an epithelium called olfactory epithelium, which is a sensory epithelium that help in receiving stimuli pertaining to sense of smell. Clear? And the middle portion or
Yes, sir.
largest part of the forebrain, largest part of the forebrain is called cerebrum. So this cerebrum is divided into two equal halves by a longitudinal fissure. Fissure is nothing but a deep groove that is separating the cerebrum into two equal halves. So this fissure, which is dividing or which is present at longitudinal axis of the brain, is called longitudinal fissure. Important. How the cerebrum is divided into two cerebral hemispheres. So which fissure is dividing the cerebrum into two cerebral hemispheres means longitudinal fissure. Okay, longitudinal fissure is dividing cerebrum into two cerebral hemispheres. They are right and left cerebral hemispheres. And these two cerebral hemispheres are connected by a transverse. Here you can see the two cerebral hemispheres are internally connected by a transverse, wide and flat bundle of myelinated fibers beneath the cortex of the brain. And this transverse bundle of nerve fibers is called corpus callosum. Very, very important 2 marks question.